Welcome back everyone, it's Prav the Gaming Academy here, back with another video. So recently, War Thunder announced its January battle rating change to the game, and from the looks of it, people aren't happy about it at all. So today, we're going to be talking about just that. So, in the January battle rating change, War Thunder has significantly increased and decreased the battle rating of certain vehicles, some of which are good, and some of which are completely shit. One of them being the T-80B, being lowered to battle rating 9.7 from its current battle rating of 10.0. So, let's begin by talking about some of the good ones. The EBR, okay? Nobody fucking likes that thing at its current battle rating of 4.7. But luckily, Gaijin has decided to move the thing up to 5.3, which is fantastic. Tanks that relies heavily on armor, such as the KV-1, will have an easier time not being one-shot frontally by a tank from the Cold War. So, let's temporarily move on from the tanks and into air changes. So the F-84Fs, these things struggled a lot at 8.7 when facing opponents. They get outspeed, outturned, and even out-accelerated. Now at 8.3, it will verse things which are from a similar era and similar performance, such as the Yak-38 and the Seahawks. Another good change War Thunder made is the MiG-21 PFN, which I made a video about complaining about how shit it is at its current BR. But now at 9.7, it will actually be a competent fighter with its solid speed, maneuverability, and armaments. But it's going to be outshadowed by the MiG-19, which are going down from 10.0 to 9.7. I don't know how good or bad this changes, but I can guarantee you that the MiG-19 is going to be a force to be reckoned with at its future battle rating. With its superior maneuverability, energy retention, acceleration, speed, and armaments. Alright, continuing with the good changes, one of them would be the IS-3. Previously, the poor thing is placed at a battle rating of 7.3, which saw a constant spam of Heat FS and ATGM, which rendered the IS-3 not as effective as we hoped. With its unreliable armor and a gun that cannot do much to a post-war MBT, such as the M48. And if you're unlucky, you will end up in an up-tier, which you will face things such as the M60, M103, and the T95E1. So that's definitely a welcoming change, but other tanks with its BR lower will likely not receive the same amount of praise, such as the T-80B, which I mentioned at the beginning of the video. The T-80B is currently stuck in purgatory since it's been lowered to 9.7 from its previous battle rating of 10.0. And yes, you heard it right, the T-80B to 9.7. Some of the shitty changes include the T-20, the Churchill Mark I and Mark III, and the Centurion. So let's take a look at the T-20 first. Compare that thing to a Panther A, which is now at a lower BR. It outperforms the T-20 in about every way imaginable. The only thing the T-20 have that can compare to the Panther is a smaller silhouette. But in terms of armor, firepower, and maneuverability, the Panther is just simply better. And now the British gets cucked, gang. Oh, just kidding. Editor, edit that out, please. Alright, so, the Churchill Mark I and Mark III. Their armor is already beginning to be phased out when newer nations were introduced with its lower BR tanks and more powerful guns. The armor of the Churchills are slowly becoming obsolete, and even with that in mind, Gaijin decided to increase their battle rating by 0.3 each, bringing the Mark I to 3.3 and Mark III to 4.3. And the next tank to be placed on the British chopping block is the Centurion, the Mark III variant to be specific. Those fuckers used to be at 6.7, which they were very powerful at, but just like the British Empire, they got cucked and was hit by reality like a fucking freight train full of tea when it was up there to 7.0. And even then, they were still decent, and now Gaijin completely neutered the thing by raising its BR to 7.3, which now at this point, its advantage was drowned out by its disadvantage with its poor mobility, mediocre armor, and only armor-piercing round. So in the end, do I think this battle rating change is good? Put aside all the tanks and planes that are currently stuck in purgatory, I think it's actually a decent update, considering that Gaijin for the first time listened to the community and made necessary changes to the update. One example would be the M48, which was originally going to be 6.7 but was cancelled due to the lashback from the War Thunder community, meaning that they are finally starting to listen to our cries of pain and suffering. But all those should conclude few of the most significant changes in this upcoming battle rating change. Thank you to everyone that made it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. They're both free, and you can unsubscribe at any time, but don't really do that. But thank you all for watching. This is Prav the Gaming Academy, and I'll see you guys next time.